Hi, Earth people. I am Chinghiz together with you. Today, August 19th, 2023. And very for humanity, Earth, planet Earth civilization. For humanity, today's this final tipping point. We can say that only one tipping point and this our days. And this tipping point can trigger it by political leaders' inaction, finally. And after that, you not will able be survived. Survived. Even these words, in this point, I saying that again about how they keeping me under control. Even words in internet, they blocking which words I try read in my replace. They hidden that, refusing translate. Oh, be survived. You're not able. You have only one tipping point. And by blocking this tipping point, my English, you understand, you not able be survived. You not have knowledge, you not have technologies, you not have resources for do that, for be survived. I repeatedly saying that. But today, not yet. And not yet because you shall act. If you're not acting, because not yet, huh? Somebody say even some part of population, people may be in this position. Hey, not yet. When you come, if you think, this not exist. Not yet means not yet. You broke 1.5. This will trigger avalanche effect. And you not have power, knowledge, high techs for fight this avalanche for be survived. Today's Chinghiz life cover photo. Johan Rockström. In English, Johan Rockström. Dear friends, quote from his very important speech. Johan Rockström, one of famous scientists, climate scientists in the world. Dear friends, scientifically, this is not a climate crisis. It's not climate crisis, Johan Rockström said. Not. And what this? What it is? Is it? He continued, it is not climate crisis. We are now facing something deeper. Mass extinction, air pollution, undermining ecosystem functions, really putting humanity's future at risk. This is a planetary crisis. This is a planetary crisis. That's true. There's climate crisis, of course, but already this climate crisis come to global planetary crisis. And why? Johan Lökström on this quote said, planetary crisis, political leaders refusing act, refusing allow this reality as this exists. We know why they refusing to that. I say you that system which ruled the world, satanic, evil, this dome, and this all political establishment around the world, political leaders under this dome, and they after they can break this dome together with me, together with us. But they even, I think, not in this position. They belong to this system, and this system saying this climate crisis not crisis, not so. And also we will have high techs, carbon capture from atmosphere. Don't worry, be happy. We will put there already start. Put there $trillions. How much money needed we'll put there. So people, don't worry, be happy. But this technology not exist as serious, functioning, effective, not exist. Not only not effective, this so much less than not effective. And climate crisis, planet Earth is about physics. No waiting. Their political establishment may be planning to that. Maybe planet Earth organism. Thinking maybe some delay. This also not exist. This is about physics. And all scientists around the world, all renowned scientists of the world, how they can be renowned, means famous science, by their job, by their serious research job, scientists. They all saying as one. This climate crisis killer of you. And for be survived needed immediate action. Immediate, without delay. by full power and resources which needed. Another name I call that as Kevin Anderson, one of renowned climate scientists, new Marshall Plan. Means by full power, full resources which needed. Needed resources which full power. This exists. This we have. We have resources, we have power, technology, people resources, other needed resources we have for do that. For immediately start fight planetary crisis for be survived. But political establishment, political leaders ignoring that, refusing doing that. And in some point, in some cases, they show opposite position, fueling by licensing further fossil fuels, planning there should be more oil, gas, particular, and coal too. And even refusing allow this planetary crisis, climate crisis, as crisis and refusing allow that as this threat of climate crisis, treating fundamentally constitutional right of people. They say, no, this is different. How this different? People rights, what means? Is some abstract thing? They, each day, routine life, their home, their job, their family, children, school, they go to school, their parents go to job, if you have job, to workplace. All this seriously start damaging. And about future, about children, they will, this next generation, which planet we're giving them? Of course, this constitutional matter. And in Nevada, United States, first, I think, in the world, judge ruled on youths, accepting by youth's position and ruled climate crisis means I will read because the importance of it. Bill McKibben. Huge win in Montana, of all places, as a judge rules kids have a right to a safe climate. This state has more coal than any state in the country and has never denied a fossil fuel permit. But change is coming. Tweeting Bill McCabe. He replied to this article from Washington Post. Judge rule in favor of Montana youth in landmark climate decision. This is a monumental decision, said a lawyer for the young plaintiffs, and could influence similar cases in other states. Okay. And another youth, I think from under attack now. Yeah. They also go to court by same case. Well, Department of Justice of Joe Biden, Democrat president, who reinstalled United States on Paris Agreement, and Kamala Harris, vice president, all both very in election campaign time very clearly said one of priority will climate crisis fighting. And this administration, this government, Department of Justice on climate crisis case they ask judge of this court, not take this case. There's no constitutional right of people. Joe Biden try block this movement, and this court issue, in this case already Montana happening and should happen in other states, and not only in United States and around the world. And now Department of Justice try block that. No welcome, saying, hey, this is very good. Where are you, Kamala Harris? Maybe Joe Biden continue signing licenses to oil and gas, new license. Busy. Sophie Gabriel, from climate scientist Nick Carver. A great quote for the ages. Our governments are going against the science of our survival. That's just a fact. This is war truly. Support the truth. Support NVDA or be NVDA. And a quote from Professor Nick Carver. Reading. Perhaps we should stop saying that we are in a climate emergency when actually our civilization is under attack. Our civilization is under attack by fossil fuel interests and the media enablers, while governments are doing next to nothing to protect us. Professor Nick Kavren. He, physics professor emeritus, atmospheric aerosols, methane, energy transition. And here a photo collage of Joe Biden and Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada. And Joe Biden saying, I am fucking huge. And Justin Trudeau replaying, Moe alusse, like there no tomorrow. Yeah, how they talking, Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau. Okay. Joe Biden coming more radical on his position back fossil fuels is undeniable. He should act finally as leader, country leader, for stop this climate crisis. He refusing to do that. There are half of measures which not working, as we see and not view. And scientists saying that there should be announcement of officially climate emergency and action, immediately action by new Marshall Plan. What shall do Joe Biden? This in climate is number one priority, and he shall do that immediately. But he refusing to do that, using even greenwash, some form of greenwash, addressing people. United States never before was acting in climate. Yes, because never before was this, what's happening around. In civilization time, yes. Look, they greenwash. Here, Mark Jacobson, very important tweet. I read renowned climate scientist, Mark Jacobson. Big victory. Judge, Montana violated, judge, from judge. Montana violated children's right to a clean, healthy environment. Unquote from judge. Undisputed testimony established clean renewable energy technically feasible plus economically beneficial in Montana. End quote. And here decision. And Mark Jacobson continued. Fossil fuel promoting laws are unconstitutional and may not be implemented in Montana. This judge ruled. I read them. Fossil fuel promoting laws are unconstitutional and may not be implemented in Montana. Department of Justice said opposite. In other case, in other states, try block youths from sweat fossil fuels because their constitutional right truly very deadly violated. And Mark Jacobson continue, quote from judge. Today, I think, no, this from Yacht Gov, who was plaintiffs on this court. Quote, today, for the first time in United States history, a court ruled on the merits of a case that the government violated the constitutional rights of children through laws and actions that promote fossil fuels, ignore climate change, and disproportionately imperil young people. Julia also from Yacht Gov. And Mark Jacobson was on this court from Yozgov's side as scientist for helping them. And ruling, quote from ruling, Montana GHG emissions and climate change have been proven to be a substantial factor in causing climate impacts to Montana's environment and harm and injury to the youth plaintiffs. Quote from Judge ruling. Now Jacobson continued. Ruling from my testimony. Ruling from my testimony means Mark Jacobson testimony in this court. Quote, non-fossil fuel based energy systems across all sectors, including electricity, transport, health cooling, heating, cooling, and industry are currently economically feasible and technologically available to employ in Montana. And it's not only Montana, of course. It's across the United States. Mark Jacobson continued. Here is my oral testimony in Health Against Montana. Here, link. Okay. So this, and I asked Joe Biden directly, what this means, Joe? You, in this case, can't say a Department of Justice as independent as Merrick Garland. In this case, you can't say this about climate crisis, not about treasonous crimes of political figures or uh, associates as Trump and co. In this case, Joe Biden, you can't be neutral. If Merrick Garland, by his own initiative, so evil forum, try block your court case. We're waiting from you. You must reveal your position on this case, Mr. President of the United States. And I continue. They argue, oh, what political leaders, greenwash, and as Greta Thunberg say, I refuse belief they intentionally acting evil, but this evil action happening. This already I saying. Chinghiz Mehmet. And Greta also already openly saying that today's system, this evil, satanic, and political leaders acting evil, undeniable, and they not will act for truly fight climate crisis and stop this crisis. Means keep warming of planet Earth's atmosphere at 1.5 degrees Celsius. But they argue carbon capture, which another greenwash, which can be finally death sentence to humanity and today's life on planet Earth as we know. Finally, Al Gore, Nobel Nobel Prize laureate on climate, former vice president in Clinton administration, Michael Flamme, quote, this quote from Al Gore. What about all the energy that's needed for direct air capture? Al Gore asking. What about this direct air capture? What about all the energy that needed for direct air capture? Will it come from more fossil fuels or from more solar and wind? If so, from solar and wind, why not use the solar and wind to replace the fossil fuel burning plants that are emitting all that carbon dioxide in the first place? End quote. And here, crucial video, but previously I will read this quote. Michael Flamme retweeting, tweeting is Al Gore TED Talks in TED. And they are quotes of Al Gore. Do you take us for fools? Asking Al Gore. Do you take us for fools? Do you think you can just completely remove the disguise and we will not notice? COP28, this COP28, people, this so obvious, so obviously. From start, we lose for that 2 years. Why? When I say this, uh, Boris Johnson, daytime prime minister in Glasgow, COP26, they choose. Boris Johnson, uh, daytime who was president of the United States, Trump or Joe Biden newly okay come, but EPA was remaining under Trump. They secretary, maybe. But they choose next COP should have place in Egypt, of where Al-Sisi tyranny, dictatorship of Al-Sisi. I, in time, in Glasgow time, said, hey, they smell very obviously. And after Egypt, to United Arab Emirates. Another dictatorship, bullshit, brutally violating human rights, democracy, and another tyranny, puppet ally, Saudi Arabia of MBS, puppet ally, United Arab Emirates. And chief of COP28, which should happen in this autumn, coming autumn. United Arab Emirates states oil and gas company. They're laughing on you, people. They're not only fooling you, they're laughing on you even more. Spit on you. They this evil. They hate you. And this condom blood remain as president of COP28. So much there was called, hey, resign. You can't be there because you're president of oil officially, oil and gas company of United Arab Emirates. You can't be COP28 president. He refused, ignore, condoms, morass, hating people, but themselves truly evil, satanic. Continue read. COP28 is going to be a disaster, said Al Gore. And the whole COP process is in the hammerlock of the fossil fuel industry. Al Gore this quote from him was, okay, Al Gore exposes all their plans in a brilliant way. And here video, this is about direct air capture and other form of carbon capture from atmosphere.
And so let's just look at this. Is state of the art. Looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? This is the backside of one of these machines. They're improving this, and the new model, 7 years from now, each of these machines is going to be able to capture 27 seconds worth of annual emissions. Woo! That gives them a license to continue producing more and more oil and gas, or so they claim. Well, they also say, the experts, that in order to be economically feasible, it has to come in at $100 a ton or less. The leading company says that 27 years from now, it may come down below 3 times that amount. It is not credible, but they're using it in order to gaslight us, literally. But I didn't mean it as a pun, but that's what they're using it to do, and we can't fall for it. The biggest obstacle to direct air capture is probably physics, and what I mean by that, they've explained this to me. CO2 makes up 0.035% of the air, so we're going to vacuum the other 99.96% to get that little bit out. Come on, really? Come on. This is, and it doesn't even pretend to catch the methane or the soot or the mercury or the particulate pollution that kills 9 million people a year around the world. And what about all the energy that's needed? Is it going to come from more fossil fuels? Could it come from more solar and wind? Well, if so, why not use the solar and wind to replace the fossil fuel burning plants that are putting all that stuff up there in the first place? Doesn't that make sense? Am I missing something?
They are figures, people. Very important Al Gore action by saying truths about climate crisis. I now want to show again these figures. Sorry, this will take some seconds.
And so let's just look at this. Is state of the art. Looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? This is the backside of one of these. Worth of annual emissions. Woo!
Sorry.
27 seconds worth of annual. Sure, 20.
Hey.
They're improving this, and
Yes. They quote from this video, part of his TED Talks, video available in YouTube too. They are improving this and the new model. Al Gore saying,
new model, 7 years.
7 years from now, each of these, and you show this machine. You see this machine. Each of these, 7 years from now, each of these.
From now, each of these machines is going.
Each of these machines is going to be able
to
capture 27 seconds worth of annual emissions. This part we should listen again. He's saying this good, his English good for me, but he's saying opposite. All day saying my English better.
They're improving this, and the new model, 7 years from now, each of these machines is going to be able to capture 27 seconds worth of annual emissions. Woo! That gives them a license to continue producing more and more oil and gas, or so they claim. Well, they also say, the experts, that in order to be economically feasible, it has to come in at $100 a ton or less. The leading company says that 27 years from now, it may come down below 3 times that amount. It is not credible, but they're using it in order to gaslight us, literally. But I didn't mean it as a pun, but that's what they're using it to do, and we can't fall for it. The biggest obstacle to direct air capture is probably physics, and what I mean by that, they've explained this to me. CO2 makes up 0.035% of the air, so we're going to vacuum the other 99.96% to get that little bit out. Come on, really? Come on. This is, and it doesn't even pretend to catch the methane or the soot or the mercury or the particulate pollution that kills 9 million people a year around the world. And what about all the energy that's needed? Is it going to come from more fossil fuels? Could it come from more solar and wind? Well, if so, why not use the solar and wind to replace the fossil fuel burning plants that are putting all that stuff up there in the first place? Doesn't that make sense? Am I missing something?
Importance of this speech, importance of these facts. And Joe Biden also, I call him, watch this video of Al Gore. Let's listen to your advisors on climate crisis case. You know already their positions. What Al Gore is saying, all is based on scientists. research and scientific position, they're all saying that. This truth about carbon capture. And for that reason, you will enact, not will act. Joe and others. About Sunak even openly come as climate crisis denial leader in the world. We're coming to that. This is why happening, I said. Market Flamme continue. Last year at the COP, quote from Al Gore, last year at the COP, the fossil fuel petro state vetoed any mention of phasing down fossil fuels. They say fossil fuels are not the problem. Let me tell you, said Al Gore. The climate crisis is a fossil fuel crisis, and this industry as a whole has not been acting in good faith. End of quote. He continued. Now the fossil fuel industry is pushing another brazen fraud by telling the world that the problem is not fossil fuel, but only the emission from fossil fuel. People, they this. They are using non-improving tech like CCS and direct air capture as an excuse for never ever stopping oil. Unquote. Again, he continued, Al Gore continued. What about all the energy that needed for direct air capture? Will it come from more fossil fuels or from more solar and wind? If so, why not use the solar and wind to replace the fossil fuel burning plants that are emitting all that carbon dioxide in the first place? Now, if a company says, look, we shouldn't be excluded from the COP process, we know a lot about energy. Well, here a simple test. Find it in the video, and there in video have this. And any company that doesn't pass the test, I am telling you, ought to be prohibited from the COP process. They, of course, should exclude it. They're coming to COP for stop, for intervene, for do less. This decision, which is very so emergency forum urgently needed, passed. For that reason, they're coming. And they should, of course, exclude it from COP. Their position we know. They're evil, satanic ones. Marco Flamme. If you are up for very clear words about the climate crisis without any sugar coating, I would recommend this brutally honest speech from Kevin Anderson on the United Kingdom most senior climate scientist. And I already in previous Chinghiz Live said about that, but again I reading Kevin, this quote from Kevin Anderson. Professor Kevin Anderson is addressing all of us in very clear words. Quote, we are heading towards 3 to 4 degrees Celsius of warming across this century, not end of century, during. An absolute climate catastrophe for all species, including our own. And all we are doing so far is giving rhetoric and optimism and greenwash. Kevin Anderson. Final tweet from Michael Flamme on Al Gore, his TED Talks. These were excerpts from the newest TED Talks from July 2023. You can watch it as a whole and find the transcript here. Here, TED.com, and their link. Thank you, Al Gore. Thank you, Michael Flamme. Important. And again, Al Gore very clearly show position based on his figures, based on scientific research, fact check. Kevin Anderson saying during this century we'll come to 4 degrees Celsius. I saying even more. I saying even more because avalanche effect. But he's saying this, and what he's saying this only one thing means immediately announcement officially climate emergency and action by new Marshall Plan. Immediately start phase out from fossil fuel. Stop subsidies. Give this money to renewables. Here are the figures, very crucial about money. But first this, Sophie Gabriel, of to check out the 14 windows I have open of articles you have all pointed me towards and Paul Beckwith and Shackleton, their names. Thank you always. Solidarity as solid truth below from a great scientist, Hans Joachim Schellenhuber. And he, Hans Joachim Schellenhuber, Hans Joachim Schellenhuber, this intervening for okay, continue. Who he? He German atmospheric physicist, climatologist, and founding director of the Potsdam Institute. Potsdam Institute, one of the famous institutes in the world on climate. And quote from him, quote, our worst case scenarios are more or less coming true, and yet the political sphere has not acted at all. Our worst case scenario coming, happening, and political full ignoration. Blah blah about means half of measures. Try even show that as is so bold, so impactful, when not, absolutely not. Inflation Reduction Act. Absolutely not. Half of measures. And same time licensing oil and gas companies. What this? About figures. And here about very interesting fact from Ed Hawkins. Ed Hawkins, after of this graph, this famous graph, plus minus this. He author of that. Okay. Ed Hawkins. Next time you are on a transatlantic flight, next time you are on a transatlantic flight and you experience sudden bad turbulence. Remember that climate change is making such turbulence worse. New stripes showing the increase in moderate clear air turbulence in the Atlantic since 1979 using ERA 5. Means even turbulence who like flight or job pushing them flight. No turbulence, even more worse form turbulence. And Professor Peter Strachan, awesome work, he tweeting. Switching the world to 100% renewable energy will cost $62 trillion. Not so much, but the payback would take just 6 years. 6 years, people. Writes Professor Mark Jacobson. This from cleantechnica.com, the article. Mark Jacobson and his team have published a renewable energy study in which they argue the payback time is just 6 years. This I saying that true. This not greenwash. This not fake. This not lie. This true. 6 years. New Marshall Plan, $62 trillion, and 6 years you will all take back. Joe Biden and others. This worldwide figure. Worldwide, all nations, 62 trillion means, of course, this about developed countries. Poor countries, even affected more. They are not participating in this creating climate crisis. But they are concrete figures. 62 trillion and 6 years you will take back all this money and you will fully phase out from fossil fuel. I said 2035, no late. This here mean that. This I said 2035, but AM 2040, this not, never was. Deadline, 2035. 12 years from now, 10 years. 2 years should be as our additional opportunity. 2033. 10 years, start new Marshall Plan. Their plan have timetable, have monthly, weekly. This today should happen. If not today, we will fail. United States, you will fail apart. Huh? These words are using. Joe Biden, your head of state, your country will fail apart if you not react. Your people will die, millions of millions will die. United States of America. Same about EU countries, same about Britain, about G7, about G20, about entire world. Global genocide. Billions will die. If you will fail upon climate crisis. Climate crisis will trigger so satanic things, including viruses, which you not have. And all same time, several viruses, all deadly, as COVID, but several, no one, not two, can be 6, 5, 6, maybe more. All deadly. You not have vaccine. And this is only small part of climate, this avalanche effect view. Small part, believe me. But today we have chance. Act. Greta Thunberg calling, all day calling, and this important about Greta. Greta Thunberg, there was tweet, I take last and final words. She tweeting, find out more how you can join Fridays for Future at fridaysforfuture.org site. Start your own group or join a local chapter. Our next global climate strike is September 15th. See you on the streets. And this should be not as next climate strike in September 15th. And not only there should be only Fridays for Future. All the time for all you climate crisis fighters organizations or climate crisis fighters or human rights organizations and corruption fighters organizations or corruption fighters again fighting against corruptions. Even their workers' rights organizations worldwide. You shall come together and organize one movement worldwide. Us should be billions on streets and squares in same day. No lose time. We're demanding action from politicians. But this means we all understand, people, political establishment not will act as this reality demanding. Why you shall come together. I don't think that there already should be this announcement. One movement, all organization, climate crisis fighters, human rights, all come together, created some movement and calling for worldwide strike. Billions should there take place. Business organization in countries worldwide, there should be staffs. Do that without delay. Here another devastating video because climate crisis. Scientist rebellion. These extremely dangerous wildfire events, along with floods, are intensified drastically by climate change, resulting from those in power refusing to end fossil fuel use. They are criminals guilty of global ecocide. Come together as a people and push back. Call Scientist Rebellion. And here, video. Watch. Very devastating. What happened?
I'm going to explain this as quickly as possible. I was a wildland firefighter for many years. I'm a biomass scientist and I research computational chemistry. I am a member of Science Rebellion and I'm one of the co-founders of Guardian Rebellion. So here's the reality of what we're facing. The unfortunate truth is that humans have always created a lot of wildfires, primarily through accidents, but given the effects of climate change, such as high winds, unprecedented drought, and overall ecocide of the planet, every little potential ignition that wouldn't normally have a high probability of becoming a raging wildfire is now reality. In other words, a wildfire needs three things: fuel, oxygen, and ignition. The fuel, trees, shrubs, grasses, houses, etc., are in worse conditions than they have ever been because of climate change. The oxygen is being pumped in to the ignition source by strong winds because of irregular or stronger weather from climate change. The ignition then has a significant chance of becoming a wildfire that destroys cities and can't be contained fast enough. This is why world powers need to declare a climate emergency, resulting in a wartime effort to prepare its citizens across the globe. But they won't do this because they've never truly cared about our lives as long as their precious capitalistic systems keep them rich. Join us in global rebellion to stop those criminals once and for all. Global revolution is inevitable.
Scientist rebellion. Bill Macquarie, Professor Bill Macquarie. The news from down south means Antarctica, just keeps on getting more dire. Quote, as the region approaches the peak of winter this week, satellite data showed there was about 2.5 million square kilometer less ice than the long-term average. End of quote. And this replay quote from article from The Guardian. Name of this article: Scientists lament Southern Ocean data desert, just as climate crisis brings loss of sea ice and rising temperature in the ocean around Antarctica have a huge effect of the Earth's climate, but the ability to track them is lagging. Again, about political leaders. Another one from Bill McQuarrie. This really is beyond belief and borders on the insane. Again, this really is beyond belief and borders on the insane. Then again, it is probably what we should expect from this dire anti-climate regime. And here I will read from civilserviceworld.com site an article. Climate change dropped from government risk register. Where this happened? Again, reading. Climate change dropped from government risk register. Huh? Yes, of course, Britain. Of course, Rishi Sunak, King Charles, climate crime fighter. The first overhaul of the Britain risk register since 2020 marks a significant departure from the previous approach to anticipating future threats. And there were good photos how temperature and fire, thermometer. These are in this reality how acting British monarchy and fully belonging to this monarchy, British government. Now look at constitution, people of Britain. No do that. No be continue fully. In your constitution written there, constitution monarch about all power of government and parliament. This lie. All faithful decision, important decision, or any important decision taken by monarchy. Was Queen Elizabeth, now King Charles. I say. Damian Carrington from The Guardian. Gigantic power of meat industry blocking green alternatives study finds. Analysis of United States and EU shows livestock farmers receive about 1,000 times more public funding than green alternatives, such plant-based and cultivated meat. And here, can somebody talking about a plant-based or cultivated meat, this about chemical? There should be scientists on this case also should act for say truth to these people who think this they meet mafia, world mafia. They of course lying, greenwashing, but people mainly thinking maybe they saying truth. Scientists should call them join to this case too. Livestock is a very important part. Emission from livestock, important part of annually carbon dioxide emission into planet. Plant-based meat, what this means. Cultivated meat, what this means. What the ingredients, how this work, this is very needed. I know it's a meat. I even not think about meat. I know searching where plant-based meat. No need, I don't want that. I'll call people join me too. But maybe somebody think, smell of meat when cooking and taste when eating as same meat. We know this film already have, and McDonald's also start sell such hamburgers. Maybe they like that for that reason, plant-based. They are not chemical, mimical. This lie from this mafia, meat mafia. I say, and Michael Beschloss, Night of Thousand Stars. And here photo from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Headline, Trump and 18 allies indicted in Georgia. They are charged with conspiring to overturn 2020 election. It is former president's fourth criminal indictment this year. And all these fourth crimes Trump did commit. He, her, and Circle try use that as he targeted because it's political. All lie. Look at facts. You're reading the indictment. Huh? What there? They're facts. Fact check. All based. Confirmed, verified facts. This Trump winner liar and her Circle also lie and evil as Trump. They put their structure into United States, boss, Trump boss, MAGA boss. MAGA just put their structure. And Circle MAGA activist. And they planned it. Special counsel indictment also revealed that their career was coup attempt into United States of America. Coup attempt. And this did Trump because Putler. They aim divide country. America should be fell apart. They go that. Putin go that, of course, he very want, but Putler understand and he knew he can't solely do that. Who helped him collaborating with Putler? Rothschild and Co. Rothschild and Co. Behind scene, secretly. Trump Putler puppet. And he structured both into America. You know, here shortly very good tweet from Tenzer. Nikola Tenzer. He tweeting, in Germany, they had, means Putler, notably Schroeder, but actually Schroeder and co. In Italy, they had, notably, Berlusconi and Salvini. And not only these both, co. In the United States, they had, notably, Trump. Not only Trump, Trump and co. In France, we had Nicolas Tenzer from France, notably Sarkozy. And not only Sarkozy, Sarkozy and co. This is all about Putler structure. In Britain, they had Boris Johnson, was. There are others, name investigation should review. Yeah, this Farage, banks, Farage banks, Cambridge Analytica, Steve Bannon intervening too by Mercer's part of Putler structure intervention on Brexit referendum. Their Cummings, and others. And there last info, there was arrested 3 persons in Britain because they put their spies in Britain. But they're laughing about that. 3 dozens, dozens, not dozen, dozens. Today, in Britain, in London, in Britain wide. No less in United States, even more. No less in Germany, in Italy, in France, in Austria, in Spain, in Netherlands, in Greece. When will you start cleanup? When you will start protect your country? United States, NATO member countries. When you will start clean up your country from Putler structure. This means NATO land. When you will start clean up NATO land from Putler structure. These NATO member countries. In Baltic states have about Turkey even acting as no NATO member, as Orban's Hungary. Trojan horse. So crucial today should happen. Clean up. In Senate, in Congress, and representatives, doesn't Putler structure persons, means spies or committed crimes on this coup plot. Why Department of Justice? Not yet. Indicted Trump and in some concrete cases in some people, his associates, circle. But this not all. This not Putler structure. Not only they. They are Kushner, they are Eric Prince, they are senators, Johnson, Kennedy, his name there, Graham, not directly a Putler structure, but criminal and was blackmailed by Trump. Famous flip from Lindsey Graham. You remember, I was against Russia, against Trump, and you want to course in Gulf together with Trump, and he flipped to Trump because blackmail. And others, their names again, and representatives too. Without cleanup, you're not able to stop this attack against America in election time too. I say. About Sarkozy, Daniel Faubert, former France intelligence official. In 2018, former President Sarkozy has probably received 300,000 euro to make a conference in Russia where he flattered Putin. In 2019, Trakfin is France finance institution who fighting financial crimes. Trakfin revealed that Sarkozy had signed a consulting contract with a Russia firm for 3 million euro. 3 million euro. In one speech, Putin gave him 300,000 euro. That's true. Additional $3 million contract. Sarkozy says, first, EU must find a compromise with Russia instead of funding war. Second, Central European states, Poland, sabotage EU, means France, negotiations, EU-France negotiations with Russia. Three, this is all what said Sarkozy, his position. Three, EU needs Russia. Four, Ukraine shouldn't join EU and NATO. Five, Ukraine should be neutral bridge between East and West. And six, Crimea will not return to Ukraine. In one speech, 300,000 euro. When he praised Putin. Yeah, their video, their fact check. And François Hesburg, yeah. A legal investigation has been opened in France re former President Sarkozy's ties to Russia. Long overdue. Very important. But this about United States, I said about Britain, nothing about that. But Britain, one of central country for nuclear structure. In France, Sarkozy by Sarkozy co. In Germany, Schröder already, in Germany also nothing. Already Schröder should be investigated. And not only Schröder. This Putler person, and his name not recall, was Gazprom, was this Nord Stream 2 chair. Former Stasi. This also should be investigated, and others. Even Merkel should be investigated. I say, without delay, Germany. About Italy. Investigation, Berlusconi died, but this not means what he did and the structure, because Berlusconi died, stop it, Putin structure into Italy. This should be this Thai investigated, Salvini there, others there. Start clean up your country from Putin structure. But not such forum as you by sanctions acting against Putin and Putin Russia. Your sanctions not work. Joe Biden, you praise it. Your EU partner, praise it. Very will impact, if affect will Putin not will able act in Ukraine as he wants because you impact of the sanctions. Where this? Where this? But we know how Putin, by laughing on you, maybe some of your knowledge, Western countries' leaders avoiding sanctions. They have fact check. All know, ordinary people or some political activists not in authority or specialists on oil and gas, for example, they know which method Putin using. He taken foreign countries, these tankers, yeah, G7, G7, powerful in the world, G7. They said, and EU also joined, 60, no more, $60 per barrel, no more. Putin laughing on you and using before your eyes, and you have intelligence. Again, ordinary people or people who are not in authority, they know the schemes. You don't know, Joe Biden? You don't know that. Your CIA not saying you, or Department of Justice, about Britain, Rishi Sunak, about Germany, about France, about Italy. You're taking these tankers, putting in their oil, 660, huh? They performing this for some, their trick, of course, trick, reaching their price highest and giving back to Putler. I'm talking about billions of dollars. Giving back to Putler this money. Putler have 60 plus, for example, 20. Means he's selling oil by $80 per barrel before your eyes. I know exactly. United States know that. Britain know that. Germany know that. EU know that. Japan know that. Means G7. Canada know that. Why they allow this continue this happen? And another case, these countries, Kazakhstan, for example, and Azerbaijan, they are one of the main role playing United States intelligence. Not only Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. And of course, number one should be Turkey. Turkey, Erdogan, already finally. Erdogan show himself, and Ukrainian people also, in this case, misinformed. Erdogan remain Putin's ally finally. I hope Zelensky this know very correctly. Who Erdogan? As Tokayev, Ukraine also first was think Tokayev enter Putin because in some meeting he say, "Hey Putin, you this means I disagree with you." all this media, mainstream media of Ukraine say, oh, Tokayev against Putin. This was trick. Putler very simple trick. And you already finally realize who Tokayev. One of main supplier to Putler, one of main country leader who very strongly helped Putler avoid sanctions. Number one, Erdogan. Number two, Tokayev. No, before they action some point Erdogan acting as against Putin. No, before this is not what they mean. What should be for Ukraine mean? Putin should be sanctioned. Erdogan against that. Not only against that. Erdogan number one again country in the world. Heavily, actively helping Putin avoid sanctions. And this means financing of Putin war, genocidal war in Ukraine, against Ukraine. EU, America. Sweden, here tweet. Where is this tweet? Mementos, sorry. Oh, here. Listen. Julia Mendel. I know her. He was officially working Zelensky before wartime, and now she continue do his important job for informing people using her Twitter account too about truth of Putler and war in Ukraine and against Ukraine, which process go around. She tweeted, Sweden is investigating export growth to Russia's neighboring countries. The Swedish government instructed the country's Chamber of Commerce to check the reasons for the sharp increase in exports to countries neighboring the Russian Federation. In a statement from the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is reported that these statistics may be related to attempts to circumvent anti-Russian sanctions. The Minister of Foreign Trade of Sweden, Johan Forsell, emphasized that if Western countries seek to weaken Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, then sanctions must be observed. According to the Swedish Statistic Bureau, in 2023, the volume of export from Sweden to Kazakhstan increased by 140% compared to the previous year, and to Kyrgyzstan and Turkmenistan by 200%. The embassy of Kazakhstan in Sweden reported that the trade turnover between these two countries in January-November 2022 amounted to $282 million, almost 40% higher than the previous year period. At the same time, exports from Sweden to Kazakhstan increased by 22.3%, amounting to $189.3 million. This countries you not yet no sanctions means heavily for stop for do for this country do harm means bad for help continue or continue help Putin avoid sanctions. This form sanctions should be there. Kazakhstan government should think, hey, we helping Putin, but we go minus. You know? But this is not happening. They in plus, Putin in plus, gain, and Putin rockets. From where coming? Tokayev helping is part of this rocket from Western countries. In some of last rockets, X-22 or, for example, or previous one, two, dozens of software part, means part of this rocket, made in Western countries. And the rocket killing people. You think how this genocidal forum Putin attacking residential areas in Ukraine. And continuation of that. And they info Putin even have more rockets. There was in start time of war, some was their video, special say Putin have some quantity of rockets and no more, and he not will able produce new rocket because this newly daytime, newly passed imposed sanctions. Because he's naive, he think these sanctions will true sanctions, and of course these sanctions should impact harmful for Putin's military industry, particularly in rocket case. Therefore, he said that. But in practice, even plus, Putin increase produce of rockets. How is this possible? Other one, he created in Tatarstan Iranian drones facility. Iran building that truly, given all license, all part. But against Iran, nothing. Against this facility, nothing. Against, for me, Ukraine should be able fact track this facility. Attack this facility in Tatarstan and fact track. For that, Ukraine should have rockets. This military facility. Creating drones, and Ukraine have full right to destroy this facility. They're creating some drones, their own produce, but if they can, they should do more powerful drones, and these drones should attack this facility in Tatarstan and destroy. And not only this, other military facilities in Russia, this very needed. This about Ukraine produced rockets or drones. And now about Western countries. And I believe, I know Ukraine not planning use Western weapons, rockets, particular attacking Russian soil. This not will happen. I think that. This guarantee, Zelensky giving you guarantee. In practice, this not happen. They have Storm Shadow. They have French same capacity plus means rockets, 300 miles or kilometers. They already have. No one time they use and not will use against Crimea, Kerch Bridge, of course will destroy and should destroy, shall and will destroy. And Putin not will able to restore this bridge and other territory. But watch what's saying they. American intelligence, which one I don't know, maybe combine or deny, saying Ukraine counter-offensive will fail in their goal for broke, means cut, stop, this ground line territory which go from Russia through occupied Ukraine territory to Crimea. Ukraine will fail. I say you or deny or CIA or FBI maybe. You wrong. You wrong. Why you wrong? Why you again? This is not first time in media. Ukraine will fail. Ukraine will fail. Ukraine not will fail. Ukraine will very soon take Melitopol too, Mariupol too, Berdyansk too. But not only this. I talk about this coming months. August, September, October, November, December, this year, this period. Ukraine will, in this year, finally destroy Kerch Bridge and finally will take these cities. Will means broke direct line from Russia to Crimea in ground. But you, United States and EU and Britain, where are your weapons? Why are you playing delay? Not enough. Their crucial point, weapon to Ukraine should be enough quantity, no less. Less means you giving advantage to Putler. If so, why this happening? At the same time, intelligence coming and saying, you're giving less to Ukraine. And coming saying, hey, they will fail at everything. You're wrong. Again, I say, but what you doing? You, by delay giving Ukraine these weapons, current weapons coming to Ukraine should be months ago. For example, these Abrams tanks, planning in September, but they should be already May months. Means you're delaying. After sending less, there should be 300 tanks, Abrams. Maybe you will planning 20, 30, I don't know. At the same time, you will say Ukraine will fail. This example about ATACs, which crucial as Abrams, as Patriots. Why ATACs? Not yet. Give all that immediately without delay. This Ukraine victory, this your victory will. Ukraine fighting for your democracy. And Joe Biden in this flash meeting in Washington with Japan and South Korean leaders said this war in Ukraine go beyond Europe. And of course, why? Why you not acting in Ukraine case for stop Putler? Ukraine people, Ukraine army will remove Putler army from Ukraine. No doubt. This will happen maximum next year. Ukraine this year, maximum first part in earlier next year will take Crimea. Maximum first half, 2024. And this should be your all wish, all your position, unite position. Ukraine shall win, and for that, what Ukraine army needed, this you shall send. F-16, you decided give, but will happen, as you say, not this year. Why? It's possible this year. But you decided, again here I see delay. And for which quantity will F-16? F-16 can very game change even can be. Together air takums, they have Patriot, enough Abrams, enough Leopard seconds, enough quantity. Which shall be because Putler and Ukraine will remove his army from Ukraine. This, and only this. Urgently change your position. Send needed quantity weapons, and needed quantity to Ukraine. Now urgently needed air takums, thousands. They are specialists now. Storm Shadow 2 from France to, and Taurus from Germany to. Combined, there should be thousands these medium range rockets. And Ukraine guarantee this rocket is not will use against Russian territory. I also guarantee you, saying you, this not will happen. No need Ukraine that. Ukraine will attack Russian territory by own weapons, which it try to and targeted only military facilities because genocidal war intervention by Putler. These different cases. I say Danish Prime Minister here tweeted about F-16. Kajsa Ollongren, Denmark Defense Minister. I welcome the United States decision to allow the delivery of F-16s to Ukraine. This allows the logical next step to be taken to training. The Netherlands will take a decision on this shortly in consultation with European partners. Good. Here, additional very important tweet was about Roger Stone, bombshell. MAGA's Roger Stone pushed elector plot before 2020 even. Their video. He also should charge it, investigate it. Again, this plot, this coup attempt, they are not only Roger Stone, but Roger Stone too. Judge suggests Elon Musk withheld Twitter data to cause up to Trump. Not only to cause up to Trump, not only for that reason. Elon Musk put their structured person into America. Part of Trump co. For that reason. What means cause up? For that reason. Put a structured person, Elon Musk, into United States. Part of Trump and co. Elon Musk. I say, he already should be investigated by Department of Justice. As Kushner, they are referral from Senator, but Merrick Garland silence. You know, combine. They're not only about $2 billion Kushner take from MBS. This fact already blockbuster. Should be very truly investigated. But they are not only 2 billion, they are 3 billion and 100 million dollars. And Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, and he was employee in White House, even he was denied security clearance, but Trump broke all that and give this right to Kushner. And he was official, White House official. More than $3 billion, $3.6 million. Among them, more than $625 million. Unknown. Where this money come? Huh? Department of Justice. More than $500 million come to Kushner and you don't know from where this money come. This means by money laundering, by scams. Who Kushner and Ivanka. Enough is enough. Now same, plus means same about Elon Musk. They Saudi Arabia money about Twitter. They put their money about Twitter. They aim 2024 in American election. For that reason, Elon Musk buy Twitter. They are criminal money. They are money laundering from Saudi Arabia, from Putler, which include Elon Musk. It's crime, very serious crime there. I call you, start investigate Elon Musk tied to Russia, tied to this criminal Trump and co. Rico. Another Putler spy and his network in Britain too. Yeah. This Michael Weiss tweeted. More on the Russian spy network rolled up in the Britain. They are connected to Jan Marsalek, the fugitive Wirecard COO. Yes, of course. And not only he. Pressure grows on Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court judge, to resign as ProPublica finds more. I read it. In the wake of ProPublica's bombshell report detailing even more lavish gifts from right-wing billionaires to Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. After this bombshell again, he not resign. and Chief Justice Roberts. Here should be action. It's not only about ethics already. It's about already crimes should be. This tweet about apartheid state of Israel. Peter Baynard tweeting. Renowned Holocaust historian Yehuda Bauer just signed the academics letter accusing Israel of apartheid. He is honorary chair of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, shortly IHRA, whose purpose is to use claims of anti-Semitism to prevent such accusations. Overton window is shifting fast. Here's some reply to this tweet. Brad Pierce. A survey at some point showed that Holocaust survivors were the most sympathetic towards Palestinians of any segment of the Israeli population. Holocaust survivors more clear against apartheid regime, against injustices against Palestinians. Other reply from Nurit Beach. I don't think one can argue based on IHRA, International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, that using the term apartheid to describe Israel is anti-Semitic. And the purpose of the IHRA is not to use claims of anti-Semitism to prevent such accusations. Okay, one of replay. She disagreed with him about IHRA, saying IHRA is not to use claim of anti-Semitism to prevent accusation of Israel as apartheid regime. And Azerbaijan, İlham Aliyev Authority. Listen, shortly, I written here. There are no tweets. There are no news. There are no reports about that. Why İlham Aliyev remain untouchable? Why there are no reports? Why there are no articles? Who behind İlham Aliyev and why? Why İlham Aliyev remain untouchable? Tyranny in Europe. European Council member, Parliament Assembly member. Israel, behind İlham Aliyev, Israel, Netanyahu government and Mossad. Mossad by Netanyahu extreme government decision, helping İlham Aliyev by high techs, which they're using by Mossad participation directly, by Netanyahu decision directly, by Smotrich, Ben-Gvir, the extreme government decision directly against me, the system Tehran touch. And also against Azerbaijan people we know on NSO Pegasus case. And Tim Jorge, Israel, behind İlham Aliyev. Britain, monarchy family, and government. Today is Sunak government. fully. Even here, crackdown, even here, massacre, Britain continue fully back Ilham Aliyev. They report about Ilham Aliyev properties, all illegal in London. They know his property. Nothing. Where this money come? Huh? Criminal agents of Britain. So-called new agency who was created for fight, they are zero. And this is because Ilham Aliyev backed by British monarchy family. Prince Andrew, Prince Charles there, Ilham Aliyev money flowed into monarchy family where was there Queen Elizabeth, $10 billion during this decades. There's no change. Now King Charles there, this money flowed continue. Very urgently need their investigation. United States. Jewish lobby of United States. APAC call it, or what? APAC. Why they back it Ilham Aliyev? Not be fooled. I said that because I am. Ilham Aliyev controlled me, both Putin, Netanyahu helping by attacks, or United States, EU, Britain, all interest in that I should be under control because my mission against the evil interests, the system which ruled the world, undeniably evil, satanic. My mission will replace the system by fully transparent and fully secure system. And this means Rothschild and Co. against me, behind the schemes. They control political establishment in Western countries, Rothschild and Co. How? By schemes. And you have Aliyev by same reason, by schemes, lobby. You have Aliyev therefore untouchable. American lobbies, Jewish lobbies. And there Trump and Co, of course, means put restriction to United States, back it, Ilham Aliyev. And EU, mean two leaders in EU have. One from Germany, another from Belgium. When I was in our side, in those two countries. Come to Germany, Lufthansa, Baku, Frankfurt, oh, good. After that, I leave Germany to Belgium, Brussels. There, they forced me to asylum. I was fired. Hey, I hear. Where are you? I used to be as now. Yeah. In Brussels, I take their rent, small room, their TV. I joined to CNN, there was another TV. I directly called them. Sorry. I'm sorry. I called them, may I hear? Where are you? Team, we was together with fighting the evil empire, Soviet Union. Together with nations, we was together acting. You know how they punished me too. How I was in hell, not only about punishment, all combined together. This was hell. I was fighting together with you, and we succeed. We won. I go into hell and back. I can't do that. I did that. And now in our side, where are you? Nothing. Silence. Ignore. And same time pushing me. Go asylum. Because money already less, no money for rent flat, no money for food. Huh? What I can do? I think I shall fight this forum. I'll not return. They push me in asylum. Last cent already I have. No money. What? What? You say? No job, no money. I should remain on streets, sleeping there. Good idea. And they anyway laughing. I was there in asylum system in even worse situation. Bush, Merkel, Putin, Ilham Aliyev. Comfort. Laughing. They scams. There already was agreement at the time between America and Russia, and Azerbaijan co-signed from Russia side. But this can't happen. They did that one decade later, approximately. Kabe means finally, this decision was based on fact check fully. Their agreement, secret. There was conspiracy against me by United States, daytime President George W. Bush, and Putin, Ilham Aliyev Putin, and these country leaders where I was. In Germany, Merkel. In Belgium, there was Prime Minister. Now he European Parliament member, but shortly after him, there was new elected Prime Minister. Nothing changed. In asylum, I come there. Put it in some camp. Some hearing. I come to the center. One. In second hearing, arrested. Arrested me, taken several days in detention. This Belgium. Charles Michel. This Charles Michel. If you think not, you're wrong. I'm talking about political establishment. Agreement between America and Russia, conspiracy against me. America was part of that. As you know, they attacked me, Petro. What Petro? Ilham Aliyev. Petro Putin. Literally. Confirmed, verified. What do you see? This confirmed, verified. Ilham Aliyev, police, and the three generals, and both Putin, and their lifestyle. Prince Andrew, Ilham Aliyev, Berlusconi, Putin, man, woman. Their lifestyle. Sodom Gomorrah style. So I continue. Charles Michel. Charles Michel did that. For understandable saying you. They arrested me, deported back to Germany. In Germany, they put me in camp, one camp. After that, to camp where should be hearings, 2 months in Eastern Germany, Thuringia. And after these 2 months, they refused listen me when I in hearing try say what's happening. They refused recognize me. They push me. I shall say it. I in a written form write and give them this to him. He promised you nothing, and only officially answer. Ilham Aliyev start their reform. They are not human rights problem. No, no, no. Officially to me. After that, send me to other camp. And for appeal, they keep me there 2 years, approximately, on the asylum system. Was attacking me too. I was fighting. People was in this forum, not directly, virtual forum. Back at me. And they failed. Their conspiracy against me failed. Who is who? This I am, this day. This day. You're seeing them. Same people. Same as I was now in Azerbaijan, in Baku. Same. I was in Germany, in Belgium. How is this possible? Agreement. They first allow Putler demands, İlham Aliyev Putler, his banker should be there and freely and fully function. And this address where they send me, same. Plus minus same was. The electron weapon, sonic weapon. Agreement. But they failed. Faktirak Bush, this condom Bush, spit on his face because he did that. When I was in Germany, I did that. Spit on German government face. What I can do? I was keep my mission. My mission was continue there during the 2.5 years, totally, Germany, Belgium. Very, as now, very impactful was. As now, again, I think. They even banned me for several months without even TV in Europe. I was without TV. Some or about radio, and the antenna Turingen, and no more. It's Merkel, Chancellor. There was conspiracy. They was beating me. They was attacking me. They crashed my bomb. All was happening when I was in our side. Later here too, they crashed my bomb, attacking. Oh. But now they're fighting for me, America fighting for me, for my release. Oh, yeah. Same time they're not saying Bush was wrong by departed you. No, no some position, no responsibility. But they're fighting me because I deported this injustice, talks, this game, you know. But even today, you have me untouchable because America fighting for my release. Joe Biden more than 2 years in office. About Trump, we know who Trump. But Joe, in Obama time, 2 term president from 2008 to 2016. Promise, pie talk, but I say no, talks not revoke. No, will. 2 term finish. Trump come, even put me back to Psikushka together with Putri Ilham Aliyev. This Trump did election time in 2020. After Joe, my team fighting for him, he won. He was vice president when Obama was president. He more than 2 years in office, nothing, even here aggressive forum, I attack it. But they anyway saying, promise, we fighting for you. Priority. I should be under control. State, countries, blockbuster, more than already their last figures, $180 billion is plus. They spend it for that. I should be under control. And their network in Western countries. No bank cannot exist. They have no system. Tehran against Chinghiz. This democracy, these people continue. Same to white, black, to black, white. I already this crowdfunding platform open, Patreon, registered when they denied I anyway try and succeed. They allow me. I allow for that after 1 month delay, 1.5 months approximately delay. They allowed me, but they are nothing. I asked them, there no one, nobody. Yes, crowdfunding, giving your money for your products. How much people watching Chinghiz live? No cent. Another day coming, tomorrow after tomorrow. Again, I should send, which I can buy, what I can't buy. I not recall even I can say 17 years ago, last time I buy for me dress, wear. 17 years ago. For them, this is normal. I should be under control. And this important part of the system, Tehran money. Each cent. And you have to remain untouchable. And they greenwashing you, lying you on Kamil Karadzi's case. People. Same people, the same persons. In my case, also lying you, saying they're fighting for my release. This is a lie. Greenwash. This should be. Because this crime, what against me, they do this crime against humanity. George W. Bush will try it in trial by court. together with Putin, Ilham Aliyev, George W. Bush, Trump, in my case too, of course. And of course Merkel. And today's Ursula von der Leyen and Michel, who was actively, and continue, participated, playing role for schemes, keep İlham Aliyev untouchable. Azerbaijan energy so important, so obvious. I say, I hope Joe Biden no lying to me. Kamala Harris no lying to me. I hope. But satanic system ruled the world. And honor the system against my mission. I should be under control. For that reason, İlham Aliyev untouchable. For that reason, I remain under this system, terror and torture. United States leaders can, of course, easily can release me under this system, terror and torture. Easily. And they promise. They say it's priority for them, and very soon they will release me. We will see. It will happen. Good. My mission can continue only in civilized form. Means without the system, terror and torture. I say. Okay, today this I say, I am Chinghiz.